my favorite question to ask people when first getting to know them is, what are some of your hobbies? Or what do you like to do for fun? And the reason I like asking this question is because I want to know who this person is beyond just their major or job. And because I have 100 hobbies I'm mediocre at, I wanted to hopefully connect with people about some of them. But the most common response I've gotten to this question has been, I like watching TV. And I know many people wouldn't admit it to me, but they probably also spend hours scrolling on Instagram Reels too. When I first came to college, one of my professors asked everyone to share a fun fact about themselves. Everyone's favorite thing to do, right? But I guess I'm a nerd. I like fun facts, so I was excited for this. But one after another, people kept saying something like, hi, my name is Sam, and my fun fact is I'm from Dallas, Texas. Or even worse, Kansas. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny looking back, but it also made me realize something. We're really good at talking about our labels, but not always ourselves, which got me thinking about identity. For a while, I honestly struggled to define what identity even really meant, because it's so abstract. I know it's not just your name, where you're born, your race, your gender, your social security number. No, identity is everything that makes you, you. It's what you love, it's what you hate, it's what you care about. It's your obsession with crime podcasts, maybe? Identity is what makes you unique. It's the museum of your existence and you're the artist. And today, I came here to talk to you about how social media has disrupted our identities, communities, and hobbies. Hope you like the stick figures, by the way, drawn by yours truly. But on average, Americans spend 7 hours a day on their phone. For Gen Z, it's even higher. It's 9 hours a day, and a third of that is spent on social media. Trust me, I'm no better. This is my screen time. An hour on TikTok, an hour on YouTube, and an hour on Instagram Reels with comments that genuinely make me question humanity. I mean, those comments are brutal on Instagram. But not only does social media affect how we fill our time, it affects what we buy, what trends we follow, even our opinions formed. And without us even realizing, it starts to shape who we become. And in sciencey terms, this is because of something called mirror neurons and neuroplasticity. Your brain copies what it repeatedly sees, so the type of content and opinions you scroll through, that's what starts to feel normal to you. And what you see in every post becomes data that's stored in your brain. So what you consume starts to shape who you are. And this could be heavily dependent on your algorithm. I mean, in the real world, we're being exposed to so many different types of people, even if we fit into a community or not. Not to use the cliche high school example, but you've probably heard of the groups like the athletes, the nerds, the band kids, the artists. But even if you fit into one of these groups or not, you still shared a space together. You still interacted with one another and saw different ways of seeing the world. But online, it's different because of echo chambers. Your algorithm is showing you content that reinforces what you already believe. So the most common example usually is with political things. So the more right-leaning content a person interacts with, their feed is going to be filled with it, and vice versa with left-leaning content. And we run to the comment section before even having a chance to form an opinion for ourselves. And instead of having a more well-rounded worldview, we're only being exposed to one worldview. There's also tons of niche subcultural communities online that can cause us to fall into certain identity bubbles. I was personally very invested in the self-improvement community. Everything I consumed was about how to be more productive and maximize everything in my life. I had that grind set mentality. I'd wake up at 5 a.m., I would go to the gym, buy all the books they told me to buy, read, meditate, journal, and made very unrealistic to-do lists. I mean, it was taken too far because I felt like I was a failure if I didn't do physics for 5 hours and run 2 marathons in one day. It was taken too far because I felt like I was a failure if I wasn't being productive 24/7. And that's because that's all the type of content that I was consuming. All these identity bubbles or communities do is shove us in a box, in a label. And a funny way I see this online is through these starter pack memes. So this is the film bros who all seem to have very similar movie tastes. This movie's good, but it's not as good as The Godfather. Or this isn't a movie, this is a film, or this isn't a film, this is cinema, I don't even know. But even the internet is stereotyping people based on what's commonly associated with their labels or communities or traits. We feel as though it's easier to fit into these online communities because it could feel more convenient or safer online. But how has this affected our real life communities? We've seen a decline in traditional third places. A third place is somewhere other than your home, work, or school where you go to socialize, to find a community. It's usually somewhere that involves some sort of activity, or it's just a great place to talk. There's this local bar I go to that has regulars. They all know each other, they know the bartenders, they go there after work, and they cuss at the TV when the 49ers are losing. Or maybe that was just me last championship game, but this is an example of a third place. It could also be church, gyms, parks, fitness groups, libraries, coffee shops. It's a place that's accessible, a home away from home, a place for real connection. And we've seen a disruption in third places, partly because so much of our connection has moved online. Instead of going in somewhere in real life to interact with each other, we do it through our phones, social media, or even video games to feel connected. And it feels as though the internet has become our new third place. We spend so much time on our phones, not because we necessarily want to, but we do it to fill the time so we're not bored. So we fill our days with pastimes instead of real hobbies. Let me explain the difference. A pastime is something you do to fill the time. It's low effort. It's usually more about consuming than doing, and just not as meaningful, to be honest. Like doom scrolling, playing mindless phone games, or watching TV even. A hobby is something you're more intentional about. It's usually something you can improve at, and it could bring a lot more meaning into your life, like playing sports, playing an instrument, making music or art, or researching a topic you find interesting. The possibilities are endless. There's so many hobbies that you could do. Imagine how much more meaning these hobbies can bring into our life instead of just sitting in our bed at home, just scrolling on our phone. Because think about this. Think about how could we be the best version of ourselves if we're not intentional with what we do and how we spend our time? But I understand it's hard. It's hard to start a hobby. It's hard to start something new. We compare ourselves because of social media. You see someone online doing a 360 kickflip, backflip, front flip, I don't even know, and you're too scared you're going to fall and your girlfriend get the ick. Our attention span has gotten so bad that watching a movie in its entirety feels like an accomplishment nowadays. We're so used to instant gratification and dopamine we get from scrolling, when a hobby, it takes patience, it takes time. Trust me, I've lost 90% of my chess games, but who wins against their dad, right? I'll beat you one day. But we're so caught up with how we're perceived, we're scared if we start something new and aren't immediately perfect at it, we're gonna be called cringe. Gen Z's biggest fear. What if I'm not good at the thing? What will this say about my self-worth? Well, I'm gonna tell you how I overcame all of that and how a hobby really changed my life. Around a year ago, I was feeling really lost. I was going through a mid-college crisis that I feel like everybody goes through. Should I change my major? What internships do I want to apply for? What do I even want to do with my life? And around this time, a friend invited me to try out jujitsu. And I had no idea what that was, to be honest. I was like, jujitsu? But I was willing to try it out. Oh my gosh, the first day was so humbling. I remember it so clearly. They're like, okay, you gotta put your knee on their opposite, make sure it's on their opposite side of their leg, and then you have to knee slice, and you have to go to side control, and then you gotta go to wind wiper your leg to mount position, and then you gotta finish with an Americana. What? But even though I had no idea what I was doing, I honestly fell in love with it. And funny thing is recently they interviewed me for the newspaper, and I'm on the front cover, which I'm really, really proud of. And the first line they put was as soon as she stepped on the mat, she had no idea what she was doing. And I'm like, thanks a lot. But it was a good article. But yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but I still fell in love with it. And I remember leaving the MMA gym every day feeling like I can't wait to come back tomorrow. But at first, I was too scared to make it a bigger part of who I am and my identity and even post about it online. Because what if I don't live up to the expectations and standards? What if I fail? Does that mean I'm a failure? And I was honestly just comparing my progress to other people's around me way too much. And that mindset really, really held me back. I think it was after a jiu-jitsu competition when things just clicked for me, because I realized how much was like holding me back while I was competing. But when things clicked, I realized that I'm a beginner. I just started this. I'm here to learn, put myself out there, and just do it because I genuinely enjoyed it. And that's what matters. But here are all the ways this hobby is given back to me. Even though I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life at the time, this hobby helped me enjoy the process of figuring out who I am as I go. My identity wasn't tied to if I won or lost. It was a perfect third place for me to go, forget my phone for hours, and meet all different types of people. I mean, I was training with kids, with dads, with students, even this guy that was in jail recently, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, I felt like I found a community that felt like a family there. And I got more fit, I got more confident, and I went from having no idea what I was doing to recently winning Fight of the Night recently. This hobby helped me figure out, thank you. Thank you. This hobby helped me figure out more of who I am and what I'm capable of. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you today. But I understand our phones and social media, they're addicting. Like I understand, like you saw my screen time, they're addicting. But let me give you some practical ways to look at things. Okay, stay with me for this analogy. If someone asks you not to think of an elephant, what do you still end up thinking about? Probably an elephant, right? If someone asks you to think of Hawaii instead, you probably think of Hawaii. Just because we know we probably shouldn't be on our phone, it's hard to actually just stop scrolling. Just like I told you with the elephant thing, if we tell our brains to stop doing it, doesn't mean we're actually going to stop. But what if we replace that bad habit with a different one? James Clear talks about this in the book Atomic Habits, that the most effective way to break a bad habit isn't just to stop it, it's to replace it. So if you think scrolling on your phone is a bad habit, why don't you find intentional ways to replace it? But let me help you get started. What I want everyone to do is pull out your phones. I know this whole thing is about phones, but pull them out, and don't worry, I'll let your screen time slide for this. Don't worry. I'll pull mine out too. I want you to open up your notes app, or just anywhere you can write something down. It could be a text to yourself. I want you to write down something you've always wanted to do, whether it's a hobby, an activity, certain plans, traveling with someone, or catching up with someone. So for me, I've been interested in fashion recently, so I've always wanted to know how to sew. So I'm gonna write sewing down. If you got that down, the next question is write down one small step you can do towards doing that thing. So I'm gonna explain mine while you guys can continue writing. So for me, I have a friend that owns a sewing machine. I could just text her. I could look up a YouTube video, like not all social media is bad. I could look at the price or straight up buy one, like why not? I could full send it, just buy one. So write down the ones for you. If you wrote anything down, congratulations, you're already a step closer to accomplishing that thing. And if you want to go the extra mile, check your screen time after this too. The apps are fighting for your attention. It's time that you fight back because this is your life, your identity. Let's be intentional about it. Thank you, guys.